For those of you that are just doing audio, you won't be able to see this, but I'm going to hold up a baseball glove here. This is uh, this is a glove I used when I was in Little League, and I guess back in the '60s, kids only had three fingers. I don't know, but it's a three-finger glove, and I was so proud of this glove. And this glove, this next one, is a glove I used in high school. I moved up to the Rawlings Finest in the Field model, and it's so much smaller than the gloves that's used nowadays. But this was a really good glove, and I was incredibly proud of this glove. And I've kept them all these years, and every once in a while I get them out, clean them up, put a little uh, something on them to keep them from drying out and dry rotting. But the reason I show you those gloves is because it just seems like not that long ago that I used that Little League glove, but it's been almost 60 years. And it seems like no time at all since I used this glove, this high school glove. And it's been, I don't know, 55 years or more. So time flies. And the older you get, the more it seems that way. It seems like I have a birthday 3 times a year. I used to hear old people talk like that, and I thought it was kind of crazy, but it really is true. So when I was a graduate assistant baseball coach at Mississippi State University, there was a football coach. The head football coach was named Bob Tyler. And he had a motto or a slogan that particular year, and his slogan was, "Let's win something today." The football players wore it on their T-shirts, "Let's win something today." And there were signs all over the athletic complex, "Let's win something today." And I talked to some other coaches about that theme, and we all talked about how Coach Tyler wants his football players to win every day, not just on Saturday. He wants them to win every day. He wants them to have a winning attitude every day. And because it's hard just to turn on the switch on Saturday and be prepared. So he was smart enough to know that he wanted to teach them to win every day. So let me ask you a kind of a hypothetical question. Why is it that time drags when you want it to pass quickly? Like, I remember being a 15-year-old and wanting my driver's license. In Kentucky, you can't get your driver's license until you're 16, or at least that's the way it was back then. And it just seems like time would drag. Or when I was playing basketball, it seemed like it took forever between one game and another game. I just couldn't wait, especially game day. And those days were so long until I could get out on the gym, and then I was fine. And the same way with baseball. So time drags when you want it to go fast, and it flees when you want more of it. Time is the great equalizer. You know, we all have, you've heard this many times, we all have the same number of seconds and minutes and hours during the day. We all have the same amount of time. But successful people invest their time, and average people spend their time. And that's a huge difference. Time is more important than money. Money is a renewable resource, but time is a limited resource. When you give somebody your money, you've given them something they can replace. But when you give them your time, you give them a piece of your life. This is what Paul says about time. In Ephesians 5:16, he says, "Make the most of every chance you get. These are desperate times." And I think that there's no difference between when Paul lived in many ways than when we live now. You know, we see these as desperate times too. Um, so I've been talking about time and utilizing time and getting the most out of your time. But don't forget the Bible talks a lot about rest as well. So we'll talk about that some other time. Um, but the bottom line is this, and this is the point I want to make and I'm going to finish with. You have just enough time to fulfill God's purpose for your life. If you don't know what that is, it'd be really good to ask him what that is. I know in my personal circumstance, when I get up in the morning and I ask God to order my steps, or ask him to guide my steps, or ask him to help me accomplish exactly what he wants me to accomplish for that day, my day goes much better. I get more done and I feel better. But when I miss that and I try to cram everything in to my schedule and my purposes and my goals, that's when I get stressed. That's when I feel like I don't have enough time. So a reminder for me and an encouragement for you is in the morning when you pray, ask God to guide your steps, to order your steps, to help you accomplish what you want, what he wants you to accomplish for that time period.